Do you like the show and you want to make your own? Well, let me tell you about Anchor. It's free. They're creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And now you can even add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless for what you can create. Now, Anchor is going to distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast. No minimum listenership needed. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
Welcome into the Thursday, September 8th edition. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for tuning in. We are here until 6 o'clock. Coming up in the next few minutes, we're going to get her on early because she's got coaching things to do. Ari Aganus is my guest. Volleyball back in action. The Marshall Invite starting tomorrow. And there is a full slate of games at the Cam Henderson Center. So Ari is going to join us here in the next few minutes, give her a few minutes to talk about that event and talk about her team. We will get your phone calls and text in. The phone line is 877-420-TALK, and the text line, it's 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So now you've got the numbers. You know how to be a part of the program. And you can find me on Twitter as well. I'm at Paul Swann. So if you want to reach out that way, we'll find you on social media as well. So tonight's the night. We have got football. It's back on the pro side of things. College got underway with week 0 and then week 1. But now we have pro football. It's back. It's a national holiday. The Buffalo Bills are taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Now, this game's going to be televised tonight, but after that, you better have streaming. You better have Prime streaming. But you don't have to worry. We've got you covered right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930 as we're going to have the game. We go on the air at 8 o'clock with the game. We've got the Charles Huff Show. That's coming up first tonight at 7:05 p.m., so immediately following Sportsline tonight at 6. We'll have the Coach Huff Show coming up at 7:05, and then we will have the game tonight. The broadcast for us will begin at 8 o'clock between the Buffalo Bills and it pains me to say it, the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. We go back to the scene of the crime in Inglewood. So that should be a fun one tonight. And, of course, we've got the Bengals Steelers. That game's coming up on Sunday, and we've got that here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So I'm excited for that. Sunday, get your chores done. Get them done early. If you're like me, you got to get up early on a Sunday morning because you can't do anything on Saturday. You got to get up on Sunday morning, get it all done. You got any errands to run, go run those real quick. If you've got to cut the grass, do that. Get it cut. Go, just wake up early, 8 o'clock, whatever you need to do. Go cut the grass. We go on the air at 11:30. So if you've got to run some of those errands, you got to go some of that stuff you can't do on a Saturday, we got you covered. Take us with you. Listen to the pregame, what you need to do. If you're coming back from services, whatever you're doing, we've got it for you. The game, it's coming up. It's 1 o'clock kick. We'll have it for you on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So that's what I'll be doing on Sunday. That'll be probably the first and only thing I do on Sunday, as I will strive to get everything done so I can just sit back and watch the defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals take out the Pittsburgh Steelers. That will be an enjoyable, without Ben Roethlisberger. So that'll make it even more enjoyable because I'm happy he is gone. I am relieved he is gone, and I have no qualms to tell you about it. I'm happy he is gone. I know we have Pittsburgh Steelers fans that listen to this show, and I love you for it. Thanks for tuning in. But on Sunday, we're not friends. We are not friends whatsoever. I am not anything close to a Pittsburgh fan on Sunday. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll tell you what, we're going to call Ari early. As I promised her, we'll talk to Ari Aganus. We're going to get her on the show so we can preview what's happening this weekend, so that way she can go and then do coaching things to make sure her team is ready, because I don't want to hear in a post-game media scrum or anything that it was Paul Swann's fault for anything. So she's coming up next. Later on, we'll get your phone calls and text in. It's The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back. It's our Thursday edition. I'm your host, Paul Swann, here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. A busy day of volleyball taking place tomorrow at the Cam Henderson Center. The Marshall Invite is coming up, and Ari Aganus, the head coach of the Marshall volleyball team, is now with us. Another invite for the Herd. This one is bigger than the last one. It looks like it's going to be exciting. And how excited are you just to have all of that volleyball action back in the Henderson Center?
Oh, we're beyond excited. It's so fun just to continue to be at home, to continue to be in front of our fan base, our family, friends, students, everything. So it's going to be exciting. I think what's cool is we've made some changes and kind of amped some things up. So from the last time to this, it should be a really good weekend for us.
For the foreseeable future, are you going to plan to have multiple home events so you can stay at home, try to bring in quality opponents? Is this something that you see happening from now until at least further notice?
Yeah, I hope so. The only thing you have to work around, whether that's in conference or out of conference, is football schedules, because we have to kind of finagle that we're home when they're away, just with, traffic, if nothing else, hotels, all that kind of logistical stuff. So we go based off of their home and away schedule, so hopefully it just works out within our preseason. But we love it. 15 home games this year is absolutely amazing.
How are the fans taking to this? This is lobby volleyball, so I don't think Herd fans are used to having this much volleyball to really be a part of.
No, but it's great. And I think that all we want to keep doing is keep growing our fan base. And not that we're there yet, but Nebraska and Creighton played each other, and they had 15,000 fans at their game for volleyball. So I think it's just one of those sports where once you kind of see it, it's fun. It's fun, and you want to keep coming back. So we hope to keep growing the game. We hope to keep getting people around and watching and getting to know our kids and just having fun. It's an exciting sport, so it's exciting.
Ari Aganus is with me, the head coach of the Marshall volleyball team, and the Sun Belt's been good to Marshall volleyball early because there's a Sun Belt Conference Defensive Player of the Week that we need to talk about. It came out on Tuesday, so Caitlin Geller named the Defensive Player of the Week. So there's been a string of Herd players from multiple sports earn Player of the Week honors in the Sun Belt, and you're on the list. So it just feels like the Sun Belt's been good to the Herd early, but it's not just one. We're seeing a lot of players. What does that say early to see such recognition early for Marshall across the spectrum?
Sure. Well, I think it's everything we all know here, right? Is there are some phenomenal athletes here, and stats prove it, and how well you do as a unit is kind of how you're able to get those individual accolades. So I think it's awesome. I think, I hope it wouldn't matter what conference we're in. We just kind of do our job and put our best foot forward. But Caitlin's a stud. She's super fun to watch, super high energy, loves the game. She is so passionate, but she puts her body on the line, and that's what that takes. She's leading conference in digs. She has 5-point-something digs a set right now, which is pretty ridiculous. So we love it. We kind of piggyback off of her passion and her emotion of the game, which is really fun. But she's awesome, and I hope that they just continue to come. But if they don't, they don't. Winning as a team is really all that matters. I think the individual awards are just awesome for everybody, because you're not any good when you play if you don't have people in the practice gym that are pushing you every single day. So they really are awards for our whole team. That's what I think is awesome.
How is her being a fifth-year senior translating into leadership for you?
She gets it. And I think once you get to an age where you've played for so long and done things, you become selfless, and you become knowing that you just have to do your job. And if it's not your day, it's not your day. And, between her and all of our seniors, there's just kind of a different maybe appreciation or confidence that comes with it. And I'm sure that's for any athlete, that the older you get, the more you understand. But it's been a blessing for us, especially replacing Sarah Shank, to have somebody come into that role that already knows what to do.
Do you see anyone maybe coming up behind her, giving her a little push? Where's her competition other than herself right now coming from on this team?
Oh, she's got it every day. We've flipped her in and out of the jersey a couple of times when she wasn't able to perform her serve receive in the way that we needed it to, and Megan Camden has stepped up every single time. And so I think it's all of them. We've got 6 DSs on our roster, which is large, but they all bring something very valuable. So it's an everyday thing, and she knows that. And she takes it every time that she gets switched out and either gets put into a different role, or she's just a really good teammate for that match. She is the greatest at whatever position you put her in. And in the same, anybody that gets put into the jersey, into the libero jersey, handles it with pride and does their job and does what they need to do, and then understands that you don't earn it in a day and you don't lose it in a day. So sometimes somebody's just having an off one, and we got to step up and do our job in place of them.
Ari Aganus is with me, the head coach of the Marshall volleyball team. The Marshall Invite is coming up. It starts at Friday. Now, you're taking on Charleston Southern on Friday at 6 p.m., but that's not the only action. And it's a busy weekend of volleyball for the Herd. Let's talk about some of the opponents that are coming in. What's the challenge here with a team like Charleston Southern or Murray State or Kent State?
Yeah, they're all different, but style of play is kind of the same, which we didn't expect, but kind of nice. We can put individual game plans together, but then we're also able to kind of lean on one strategic focus for the whole weekend. So, we open up with Charleston Southern, and they've been doing really well. They've played teams in our conference, so I think that'll help us see how we size up, and then you get into Kent State that's got a new head coach, and she's crushing it right now. She's doing a really, really awesome job pushing teams. And then Murray's always been a staple for volleyball. He has been there a really long time, done a really good job, and gets, all of them this weekend. I think it's gritty teams this weekend. It is everybody that has to earn something, us obviously included. And I think it will just be good volleyball. Scouting them, watching them, I get excited because I think it's going to be fun. But it's going to be, anybody's game for any of these matches this weekend. But it's a lot of matches. We play at 6, but there's 2 matches before us, and then we have 2 on Saturday. So we're excited.
Ari Aganus is with me, head coach of the Marshall volleyball team. Agnes Mania taking place this weekend at the Henderson Center. As I told Coach, I hear it's going to be from pyro. There's going to be a laser show. The Spears guy seems to like to do it pretty big.
There's going to be some things. The cool thing is Friday night is our blackout night, and we want everyone to wear black. We're going to try to black out the cam, and then we've got bucket hats that we're giving away in a student drawing. So for any student, they can come, enter their name, and win a Nike bucket hat. And then Saturday day game is a normal game. Obviously we want everybody to come. And then the night game, we're actually honoring local heroes. So we're trying to get anybody that, does a service to our community to come and just be recognized and just enjoy the match. And we went out yesterday around town to hand cookies and different things to different groups. And it's been fun. It's been really fun connecting with the community, knowing that, we can't do what we do if they don't do what they do. And we're just so appreciative. Wait a
minute. You didn't make a visit to 555 Fifth Avenue to bring cookies? You did not?
I think the roads were closed.
I don't believe they were. I don't think so. I have a window. I'm looking out.
That's what I was told.
You were lied to. It was Tavion Kinsey, wasn't it? He knew that there were cookies.
See, Tavion's going to help us with the bucket hat. So we're going to have him and Cece from the women's basketball team actually getting the entries, the tickets for the raffle. So it's cool. That's what's just so special about this place. As much as he says that it's our court, we're in season, it's their court when each of them are in season, and they're going to come help us. It's awesome. It's a really cool community. So we're excited. Bucket hats galore, cookies. We'll get you some cookies next time, but that's on me.
Okay, that's fine. Next time will be fine. I have seen the bucket hat though; it is pretty cool. I saw Cody Lynn walking around with it during the game on Saturday. Walking around with it bravely, knowing that any minute someone could take it. So he was pretty bold with that. There, it's pretty sharp. So you got some nice swag. I just want a keychain. I want like a Marshall volleyball keychain or something.
If I ever get one, I'll get one for you.
Okay, I need some functional swag. A bucket hat is great, but I need like a bag, like a book bag. Maybe some new shoes. I could use those.
Wow, you're really going for it.
I mean, I've got connections over there, right? I'm just gonna burn. I'm just gonna use them now while I can. All right, you've got to go watch film. So we're gonna let you go here in a moment. You got to get to go study because I don't want anybody coming back on me. I don't want
saying it's you. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want your assistant coaches coming over and getting a little vocal with me here because I made you late for film. So this is going to be big. It's the Marshall invite, and again, you're taking on Charleston Southern. That'll be 6:00. Some matches on Saturday. So if anyone didn't make the trip to Notre Dame, come see you. Take a radio if they want to listen to the Marshall football game.
For sure.
And come support you.
For sure.
Good talking to you again. Thanks for doing it. I appreciate it. We'll do this again real soon.
Sounds great. Thank you.
That is Ari Aganus. She's got to go do film now, so she can't stick around anymore, and that's fine. I will have words with some people about the cookies. Come on. Out and About didn't bring us any cookies over here. 555 Fifth Avenue, the Kindred Communications building. Come on now. I got to have words with the athletic director. I'm gonna text him. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting my phone a friend on the cookies. But the bucket hats are cool. I will say that. The promotion swag is pretty cool. So, if you can support the women tomorrow, if you can support them, go ahead and go Friday 6:00 or go early. Go see some of the other matches and spend an afternoon. Take some of the maybe take the kids early, right? Take the kids, pull them out. Look, it's a field trip day. Let's go see some volleyball at the Cam Henderson Center. Let's get your phone calls and text in. I want to do that. For those of you who are not making the trip, let's get you on the text line. It's 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Or are you making the trip? What are the plans? Where are we going here? Are we going to be with me at Roosters on Saturday? Or are we going to be in Indiana for Marshall Notre Dame? Where are we going to be? Or somewhere in between? Where are we going to be on Saturday as Marshall taking on Notre Dame? The Herd. The line's Notre Dame by 20.5. So do you think that Marshall is going to lose this game by 3 touchdowns? Let's go with that. That's what we're going to go with. Let's go with that. The line right now, 20.5. That is according to FanDuel Sportsbook. 20.5. Notre Dame. Is the line too high? Is the line too low? Text 304-396-TALK. Twitter at Paul Swann. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Welcome back. It's the Thursday edition of Your Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I am your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for being here. We got a full night for you. Football is back. Yes, I know college played, but NFL football is back. And we've got it for you tonight. The NFL kickoff game at SoFi Stadium between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams airs tonight. We go on the air at 8 o'clock on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Before that, it's the Charles Huff Show, and you can listen to that starting at 7:05. Again, that's right here at ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I am rooting for, against my better judgment, I am rooting for the Rams in this one. I'm rooting for the Rams in this one. I don't like the Rams. They beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl. And I definitely don't like the Bills. But I'm going to root for the Rams in this one tonight. Actually, I'm not rooting for the Rams. I'm just hoping that the Bills lose. That is where I'm going here. And, of course, on Saturday, we'll all be pulling for the Thundering Herd. Or at least, I think all of us are going to be pulling for the Thundering Herd. I know there are a few of you out there that listen that are not pulling for the Herd. You know who you are. Notre Dame is favored by 20.5, as according to FanDuel Sportsbook. Is that too high? Is the Herd going to lose by 3 touchdowns? Okay, first of all, is the Herd going to lose? And depending on your answer, if your answer is yes, Marshall will lose. Okay, will it be 20.5? Will it be over or under that? You take the over or do you take the under? If the Herd's not going to lose and going to win, how much does the Herd win by? What's the final score? The text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I'm excited to be watching this one. That is coming up on Saturday. We've got the game for you. We'll have it for you 2:30 p.m. on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930 and 93.7 The Dog. You follow along yesterday for the soccer match. Number 8 now. Number 8, Marshall, taking on Cleveland State. Cleveland State scored early, and I thought, okay, here we go again. The Herd's on the road. It's a big win against Pitt, and now we're going to get a letdown, and then Marshall just rattled off 3 unanswered and handed Cleveland State its first loss of the season. So number 8, Thundering Herd, rolling on as the Marshall men's soccer juggernaut continues. And we were talking about this yesterday, and I had Tavion Kinsey with me. If you weren't with us yesterday, Tavion, who plays Marshall basketball, he's a basketball player. I don't know if you knew that. He was on the show yesterday because he's going to be an intern with us. He's an intern now. And I was talking to him and I was like, hey, because he's an Ohio guy, right? Like, what are your connections to Cleveland State? We're just talking about that. And I had to be reminded by Josh Perkey that Coach Corney, was on staff at Cleveland State. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, Corney was on staff at Cleveland State. So sometimes Drive Sports Information Director Josh Perkey, a former Marshall fan favorite on the basketball court, listening to the show. So I appreciate that. Texter writes in at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I hope the Herd wins, but I think we will lose by 30 points. Not even the 20.5. It's 30 points. So are you among that crowd? You think is Marshall going to lose by 30 points? And, of course, your identity is safe with me. I do not reveal the identity of anyone that texts in. So you can tell me the truth. What do you think? So already, texture's telling me 30 points. So minus 30 here. Maybe it should be 29.5, right? If you're betting the game, take the over. Is it going to be under 20.5 or over 20.5? And so far, it's hope the Herd wins, but losing by 30. You can pick the score as well. Or just give me the loss total or the win total. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I haven't finalized my pick yet. I'm saving that for Saturday. Haven't finalized it yet. I want to think about this a little bit more. just a little bit more. Can the Herd go up and surprise Notre Dame? Can Marshall get that running attack going against Notre Dame? Can Marshall crack that Notre Dame defense? Well, let's be honest. Notre Dame was pretty good against Notre Dame lost, but was pretty good against Ohio State. Ohio State, pretty good passing team. Where's Marshall going to be stronger, though? Marshall's going to be, I think, better on the ground for the game on Saturday. So can we see Marshall pound it in against Notre Dame? Can Notre Dame handle Marshall's running attack, or can Marshall find some cracks in that defense with that running attack? That's going to be interesting, to say the least. And who's going to be the primary back here? Laybourne or Payne? Because Ethan Payne looked really good. I mean, he had two running backs go over 100, and Ethan Payne looked really good. It's a problem I like to have. Which running back, or we're going to see both of them again? We're going to see one out there than the other. Situational football again. Coach isn't going to give us the entire game plan here, but I thought Ethan looked really good tonight. We'll find out more about what Coach has got to say, because the Charles Huff Show is coming up, and that is coming up tonight at 7:05. We do it right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. So, all right, right now it stands. Texter writes in, says 30 points is going to be – the Herd loses by 30. Is that the number? Herd losing by 30? Or is there someone out there that's willing to say that Marshall will not lose and will win by a certain amount? Are you willing to do that? I'm going to give you the opportunity. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. More of your text coming up. We'll do it after the break here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
It's our final segment on today's edition of The Drive. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line is open, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. You can find me on Twitter as well, at Paul Swann. We've got a few days to go until Marshall taking on Notre Dame. The line at the moment is 20.5. Is that too high? Is that too low? Or is that completely wrong? And the Herd's going to win? Find out Saturday, but you tell me now. Again, the text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Some interesting matchups coming up in the Sun Belt, looking at week number 2. It's going to be UNC at Georgia State. That's going to be I'm interested to see how that one turns out. Southern Miss going into the top 25, taking on Miami. Then you get Arkansas State taking on Ohio State. Ohio State have a letdown after beating Notre Dame. That is going to be an interesting one. South Alabama is going to be at Central Michigan. Of course, Marshall's got Notre Dame. App State. Yeah, if I'm Texas A&M right now, am I looking at this game thinking, okay, how do we stop App State? So App State's got another opportunity to make some noise against Texas A&M. And knock them down a few pegs. If App State is competitive with Texas A&M, watch out. If Marshall is competitive with Notre Dame, watch out. I think the Sun Belt East Division might be loaded. And, of course, Norfolk State continuing to maybe tour the Sun Belt or audition. This time, James Madison, the opponent for Norfolk State. Then Gardner-Webb and Coastal Carolina. That sounds familiar. Old Dominion's got East Carolina. I actually like Old Dominion in that one. I like Louisiana against Eastern Michigan. And then Texas State taking on FIU. You remember FIU? Back in those Conference USA days? So long ago. You remember them? Alabama A&M's got Troy, upcoming opponent for the Thundering Herd, the first conference opponent for the Herd. Georgia Southern at Nebraska. Nebraska might not be Nebraska of old, but boy, that's still it's Nebraska. Just to show my age, when Oklahoma and Nebraska met something, that's still Nebraska. Then Nichols is at ULM. So that is your week 2 schedule. And let's just say week number 2 of the Sun Belt. There's some intriguing matchups here. And again, the TV is pretty good. Of course, we've got the radio side. Don't forget that. The radio side of Marshall and Notre Dame. I remind you of that because if I don't, the boss will remind me of it. So let's keep him off my back. Tune into the game Saturday. We go on the air 11:30. We're going to be at Roosters again this year. So we'll be set up at Roosters. If you couldn't make the trip to Notre Dame, you didn't get a chance to go to Notre Dame, you can join us at Roosters. You can just show up if you want. You don't have to hang out with us there. If you want to go get your pickup order ahead, get your order, wave at me and Woody, say hi to us. We're going to be there 3 hours before the game. So you might order ahead. You might go show up, order, then head home. It's fine. Whatever you want to do. You can eat there or you can order ahead and pick it up and say hi to us. We'll be there to kick it off on Saturday. 11:30 a.m. is going to be our airtime, and that'll also be on 93.7 The Dog, so don't forget that. So that's where we're going to be for our game day on Saturday. I'm going to ask some folks there. Do you think this is going to be a 20.5-point game? Is Notre Dame going to win by 20.5? Is the Herd going to lose by 30 points, as the one texter wrote in and said 30 points? Love the Herd, 30 points. Marshall doesn't win. Is that the attitude? Is that is this the game where the people that are going are excited to be going to experience Notre Dame? Is this, all right, Marshall's going to lose, but we're going to go experience Notre Dame? Or are you just thinking, it's Notre Dame. It's going to be fun, but Notre Dame, you can't beat Notre Dame. Or are you on that, no, wait a minute. Marshall's going to have a shot at this. Marshall's got a chance. We still don't know yet truly what this team's going to look like, what this team is about, because I'm sorry. I told you that Norfolk State would be a nice tune-up, nice challenge for the Thundering Herd, but at the end of the day, we didn't get to see everything we probably wanted to see. Marshall did what it was supposed to do. Now, I'll say this. If Marshall did not perform well against Norfolk State, then we would have had something really to talk about. That was the thing. We were watching to see how the Herd came out, how the Herd looked, and at halftime, a lot of you bolted, and that's fine. That is fine. Marshall was winning that game quite easily, so I get it. You bolted. You went to the tailgate lot. You wanted to go do what you wanted to do, and that's cool. I don't know if if you're leaving early on Saturday, is it because Marshall's down by big points? Will that be the opposite effect? Will Notre Dame jump out on the Herd? That's what the betting odds are saying, that the Herd's going to lose by 20.5. It's a 3-touchdown disadvantage for Marshall. Some of you are even saying more. 30 points. I think it'd be closer than that. I think I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-touchdown differential. I'm going to say 2 touchdowns. If it's really close, then that's going to be interesting. I think if it's really close, then it's going to be a low-scoring. If it's close, it's going to be a low-scoring game, and I think Marshall's going to work the ground game. If Marshall can find success there, I think that's what we're going to see. If that's what happens. Success early in the ground game. I don't think you're going to win this game in the air. I don't think this is going to be a game where Henry goes out and just lobs it all over the place and throws it 40 times. I don't see that being this game. I think he's going to be accurate with his passes. He's going to make good decisions. I think he's going to be somewhere in the 20 to 30 range, maybe. I think the guys on the ground get the work. And we're going to find out how good the running attack really is, because this is a strong defense. Didn't do well against Ohio State in the scoreboard, but it wasn't a blowout or anything. It was just, Ohio State's a better team. Ohio State is a contender for the national championship every year. Notre Dame, not necessarily there just yet. So I think that's what we're going to see. So keep those tweets coming in. You can find me on Twitter at Paul Swann, and of course you can text the program at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. And that's coming up on Saturday. But again, football is back tonight as we have got the Bills and the Rams. We go on the air 8 o'clock following the Coach Huff Show, and that is right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Of course, the game on Saturday. Sunday, we got the Bengals and the Steelers. That is kicking off. The Bengals have won the past 3, so I'm hoping it's going to be the past 4 after it's all said and done. It was a 41-10 victory last these two teams met. And the Bengals are the defending AFC champions. So some good things are happening there. So are you taking Mitch Trubisky over Joe Burrow? And I think the answer is no, you're not. You don't take Joe Burrow lightly. I think you take Joe Burrow over Mitch Trubisky any day. Joe Mixon or Najee Harris? That's a tough one there. See, that's a tough one. Deontay Johnson for the Steelers or Jamar Chase? Again, you see, I'm going to be smart here and say Jamar Chase. Burrow and Chase. That's all you need, right? And then T. Higgins. I'm taking the Bengals. Obviously, I'm taking the Bengals. You knew I was taking the Bengals. There's never a chance of me taking the Steelers over the Bengals. Even if it's the smart pick, I'm never taking the Steelers over the Bengals. So the Bengals, taking the Bengals. Game's coming up on Sunday. I can't wait. I can't wait when you come out of the cave, Bengal fan, you start coming out of the cave, coming out of the hibernation here. There will be years where I didn't hear from Bengals fans, and then all of a sudden it's like, where have you been hiding? It's okay. This is a safe space for you. You can call in, you can text in. But we're going to find out if there's a hangover from being the AFC champion and, of course, losing the Super Bowl to the LA Rams. That was on a neutral. That was a neutral site, and don't tell me it was neutral. That was a neutral site. I think the Bengals win that game. They're going to challenge again. I really feel they're going to challenge. So we got that for you coming up. It's Sunday here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I like the matchup. I'm a Bengals fan, but I like the matchup. It's in Cincinnati. I like Joe Burrow, definitely. I think Jamar Chase is going to be a game changer. And I'm going to definitely say the ground game will be a challenge with Najee Harris. He's going to be a handful to deal with if you're the Bengals. But at the same time, I think Burrow's going to have a little bit more time to work with. I don't think, and we'll find out, but I don't think that he's going to be touched as much. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, that the Bengals have addressed that problem, and I don't have to worry that the franchise quarterback at any minute is going to end his career. Oh, and something else that's trending on social media, I'm only going to give it a minute because it's all it deserves. Conference USA, Judy McLeod, said that the Group of 5 label needs to go away. Okay. What are we going to call? Group of 8, maybe? Group of 8? Because you got the Big Ten, you got the SEC, and then everyone else. Is that what we're going to call it now, the Group of 8? She's been saying that forever. She when talking to her, she would say it's Autonomy 5. They're the Autonomy. They're not the Power 5. They're not the Power 5. They're the Autonomy 5. And then you had the American with this Power 6 marketing, which nobody, and I mean nobody, really bought into. Okay. There you have it. That's it. That's going to do it for the show. Don't forget, coming up tonight, we got the Charles Huff Show. That's coming up at 7 o'clock. We've got Thursday Night Football. That's coming up at 8 o'clock. And you can listen to it all right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm back tomorrow. We're going to have a light night, high school football across the tri-state. Our core teams, the teams that we cover, not in action, or 2 of the 3 aren't anyway. So no Huntington High or Spring Valley tomorrow. We will have Cabell Midland coming up tomorrow. So have a great night, everyone. Enjoy football. We'll talk to you soon.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington. This is your radio home for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.